All right, so what is Moses doing here in Exodus 24? He is taking a little vacation. He's going up the side of a mountain and gonna reside there for 40 days and 40 nights. No, he's not going on vacation here. This is the beginning, I believe, of the Ten Commandments here. This is where God is going to give the Ten Commandments and write them in stone for the Israelites. And, reading this chapter, it could just kind of seem like a segue chapter, like the penultimate episode of a series that you're binging, where it's like, it's not the series finale, but we're getting there. It's like, you know what? You could easily overlook some details in this chapter. So, I'm going to say this time and time again, but I'm always looking for Jesus in the Old Testament. I'm always looking for Jesus, any foreshadowing of Jesus, and really that's what we should be doing as believers, is look for God's plan of salvation from the very beginning all through, because we know that in Jesus Christ all these things are fulfilled. All these things we're reading about right now in the Old Testament, they all get fulfilled in Jesus Christ. So who is Moses here? They're saying that the people at the very beginning of this chapter, they have to go worship from afar. They can't get close. Only Moses can. Why is that? Is it because Moses is so holy? Does he have superpowers? Is he a better person than these other people? No, that's not why. Moses is very much a sinner. Moses is very much a sinner. He disobeyed the commandment of God over and over again, and he continues to, as we go to read on through Exodus. But the reason that Moses is able to come to the mountain and get close to the Lord and see the Lord face to face, really, while the others have to go worship from afar, is that's a foreshadowing of who Jesus is for us. That's a foreshadowing of Jesus Christ being our mediator between God and us. Jesus is the one who brings us together. So Moses is like a Jesus. He's not Jesus. He's like a Jesus. He is a mediator for the people, so they can hear from God, so they can come to the Father. Because if one thing you have to remember is God is holy. God is set apart. And this whole thing, it's not just God playing games. This is God trying to bring about redemption for us and reconciliation between us and him. We sinned against God. We sinned against God through disobedience, by rebellion against him and his word, by choosing to trust the enemy over God. We sinned against him. And that sin is still present today in every human being. So we need Jesus Christ to come back to the Father. That's who Jesus is for us. So here are these people, they don't have a relationship with God. Yeah, God is their God, but their relationship with God is through Moses right now. It's through Moses. It's not a personal one. So looking at Moses here, we could very easily deify him and very easily make it look like, oh, well, Moses is super special. And unfortunately, you see that in a lot of churches today. In the Catholic Church, you see that, oh man, these priests, they got something special going on. They're holier people than me. Only they can touch the Eucharist and the tabernacle and all these different elements. No. That's not the way it is anymore. Now we have Jesus Christ. We have Jesus Christ who fulfilled what Moses is doing for the Israelites right now. Jesus fulfilled that for us. So I just didn't want to overlook that detail. I didn't want to overlook that detail and just kind of breeze by that, because you're always supposed to be looking for Jesus Christ in the Old Testament. And what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing Moses being the first of like the royal priesthood that the Levitical priesthood that is going to be set up for the Jewish people. It's going to get really confusing and complicated in the next several books through Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and Numbers and all those, because we're talking about all these things that the Israelites had to do, and the way they had to set up their society and their temple and the priest structure and all that stuff so they could have a relationship with God. Well, isn't it so great now that we have Jesus Christ, that we don't need to go through all those hoops? We don't need a priest, or we don't need a pastor to be an intercessor between us and God. Is we can have a relationship with God today. We can talk to God right now. I can stop this video and have a conversation with God. In fact, I feel him speaking to my heart right now, because I don't write these videos out before I share them. I just talk from what's going on in my heart, from what the Lord is giving me in his spirit and through his word. So always remember to test everything I say by the word of God. But that is Exodus 24, and I will see you for the next chapter.